Hello and welcome to Sports Feed. 2015, we're going to be going over the mock draft and also Mayweather and Pacquiao. Joining us today, we have Deepo, Cleveland, Dominique, and our special guest, David.
How you guys doing?
How you doing? Nice to meet you guys.
Alright. How you doing, sir? How you doing?
All right, starting us off, Deepo, would you like to write your number one on the board?
Well, my number one, you already know who it is. Yeah, Jameis Winston going number one. Why? Good quarterback, good arm, rocket arm. I feel like Jameis Winston, even though he has the off the field issues, he can still bring their team to where they need to be at, which is at Tampa Bay, because Tampa Bay, they do need a quarterback right away. They can figure out about the O-line later on in the draft, but taking Jameis Winston at number one for Tampa Bay is key. I feel like they have pretty good prominent receivers that he can throw the ball to. They have a very good running game with Doug Martin. Defense, they can work with a little bit. Other than that, Jameis Winston can go number one. Even though he has the off the field issues, they can still work with him because he already said about the crab legs, his little get up table, saying what he had to say, the little vulgar language and all that. But got Jameis Winston going number one.
All right, anybody got a counter?
Yes,
Anybody agree with that?
I disagree. James, he's not a good fit, so they need to win right now. So it'll be best if they trade out their first pick.
Why?
What's the best way to turn around a team? A quarterback. Who the best quarterback in the draft?
Jameis Winston.
Jameis Winston.
No, Jameis Winston's not the best quarterback in the draft. Mariota's the best quarterback in the draft. But how Tampa Bay led the league and as far as quarterback getting sacked. So if your quarterback getting sacked a lot, maybe it's not the quarterback. You need to rebuild from your offensive line. Start at the core, then you build to the quarterback.
But how's they winning now? How's they going to win now? It's multiple offensive linemen. You'll have a strong offensive lineman on one side. What about the other side?
When Lovie Smith came, he told them that they was gonna win the championship. He said, "Give me a 4-year plan." So if you do a 4-year plan, you take everybody out, you clean house, you clean slate, you start from the core. Like once again, you start from the offensive line. I'm not saying Jameis Winston would not be a good fit. But if you put him out there as a rookie with no offensive line, he's just gonna be another RG3.
But he has a good running game with Doug Martin. Doug Martin, he's a power back. He can handle a load. And they have an okay O line, but not the best O line like the Cowboys. But putting Jameis Winston in, franchise quarterback, you're a franchise guy. You have to worry about getting a quarterback for 15 years. He had a good test rating that's combine. Other analysts say Jameis Winston, that's our number one guy.
But
and plus, he came from a pro-style offense. Marcus Mariota came from Oregon, which is a spread offense. Tampa Bay is not going to draft Marcus Mariota in the first overall pick because of his offense.
But you got to go by in the league, 3 concussions, then you're gone. So Jameis Winston already had 1 concussion in high school, and Jameis Winston,
did he have a concussion in college?
But it's still too. No matter what your studies show, no matter how far you have a concussion, 3 concussions can lead to health problem. And that's not even. And let's go to his draft day or his pro day. In pro day, Jameis Winston was overweight. He had like male breasts. So it's a sign.
He lost weight though. He lost weight. He dropped down to 230. He's got good weight right now.
But that's still, and that's my concern that if we don't keep an eye on this guy, then how will he stay healthy? You know. And another thing is, if you put him out there right now, you put Jameis Winston out there now. Studies show that if Jameis Winston is not the most pro-rated quarterback right now. If you put him out there right now and he failed, so what you gonna say? Oh, maybe we should have took a quarterback. Same thing with Houston, and when they took David Carr, they threw him right out there, and now they need another quarterback.
But Jameis had one of the best Wonderlist tests, including with Peyton Manning, Tom Brady, and Andrew Luck. Marcus Martin had one of the highest test scores, so they're comparing Jameis Winston to Peyton Manning.
So now you saying that you comparing test scores to what you do on the field? This guy's ridiculous. Somebody get this. I don't want to talk to this guy. You be quiet.
All right. Now number 2. Who wants to start that off?
My number two player will be Gurley.
Todd Gurley, a running back.
Oh, wow.
Running back, second pick in the draft.
Running back.
Hey, you crazy, bro.
The reason I got Todd Gurley is everybody know that Tennessee is more of a running it's a running offense. If you go in past history, they had Johnson, Eddie George, and that shows that every time Tennessee picked a running back, a high profile running back, they win games. They got 4 quarterbacks on the roster right now.
When's the last time they were really a winning team? When they had McNair, a quarterback.
When Johnson was on the team, they went 8-5. They went
But
8-5. They went on the 8-5 stretch
look
until they lost the
Vince
rest of the
Young.
game.
Look at the past years when Chris Johnson was still there. He didn't do anything. He didn't do anything for the past 3 seasons. Like, that's why they traded Chris Johnson to the Jets. Chris Johnson didn't want to be in Tennessee no more because they weren't even feeding him the ball. They wouldn't give him the ball because he kept
didn't
out
produce.
fumbling. He didn't produce enough yardage for them. So why would you put Todd Gurley at number 2? Todd Gurley coming out from an
Fresh off an
ACL.
ACL injury.
Johnson had the best 5-year stretch when he was in Tennessee, and everybody know if you get a quarterback, a running back it only lasts 5 years. So we're trying to win right now, okay, and we want to keep our fan happy. So the best, safest pick is to get Todd Gurley in the second pick. Then later on down the line, you trade up and get a quarterback.
So would he last for 5 years? Even right after the ACL tear? He
Well,
believe he was
we're willing to take that risk. And the NFL is about athlete. The pick that the Jets made last year, it didn't make sense to me. But what happened? Everybody picking an athlete. You want to give the fans something to look forward to, and you also want to win. I know we're not going to win
So
right
Gurley
now.
is the answer to turn the Tennessee one of the worst teams in the NFL last year, correct?
Tennessee was 23rd in offense, and they was 18 in defense.
and that starts with the running back?
And they
So
was
the running back gonna just make them all. Todd Gurley's gonna change that all the way.
they was 32nd in the rushing game.
So you're saying Todd
32nd.
Gurley, he is gonna be the franchise guy. He's gonna make him your face of your organization.
Yes, I'll
You're
make
crazy.
him.
You're crazy.
I'll make him fight the face of the
So
organization.
You're crazy, man.
But you said it yourself. It starts with O-line. Do you think Tennessee has the O-line?
Especially
Block
Todd Gurley
Gurley.
coming off an ACL injury.
Well, with the off-season trades they made to build up the offensive line, I think that this would be a safest pick for them versus reaching on a quarterback who we know is underweight, who can't throw the ball far because he used to. So why would we get Mariota when he can't throw the ball over 40 yards? When they showed and in pro day, and also showed at the NFL Combine, he's underweight, and you seen in the championship national title game, he can't take a hit. He got hit, and he was out the game for a little while. So why would we want to draft a guy who can't throw the ball deep? We don't have receivers. So let's go with a safe pick and get a running back.
But do you not believe you can get a running back later in the draft, second, third round?
Yes,
As the past few drafts have shown.
yes, we can, but we want a guy. I think Tennessee really believe and trust that is the guy.
So why don't you get an O lineman first round and then try to get a running back second or third round?
Why get an O lineman when we traded in the offseason to get an O lineman?
But do you know there's other good running backs in this draft class, correct?
How's there other good running back? Every other running back ran a 4.5, 4.6. We don't need that. Gurley is known before the injury to run a 4.3, and it shows
So
that
who do you
when
compare?
Adrian Peterson came back after the injury, his speed got faster.
Adrian Peterson's a freak of nature.
You can't compare Todd Gurley.
So-
So you're saying Todd Gurley will be Adrian Peterson?
Do
Is that
you
your
feel?
prediction?
Do you
Yeah,
guys
better.
feel that teams are taking more of a risk for that franchise, trying to find that franchise player? I mean, look at what happened to Manziel. Look at what happened to Clowney. They flopped. Do you think any of these guys could possibly flop?
Yeah,
I don't think.
If you take Gurley as the second pick, I believe that's a flop.
I agree.
But the
I agree,
reason
Cleveland.
it wouldn't hurt Tennessee or any of these teams with top 5 pick is with the new bargain agreement. We're not paying players never $4,000. $4 million. So if we do get a one and done Jamarcus Russell, it won't hurt us versus when Jamarcus Russell came in, he was automatically given $100,000.
Do you think it's
Jameis
worth
Winston-
the risk to try and draft someone?
The risk that's a tax write off to them. $4 million is a tax write off. It's $200 billion industry if you count it over the last 10 years.
Are you comparing?
So we're not hurting for $4
Are you
million.
comparing Jamarcus Russell to Jameis Winston?
No, I'm comparing Jameis Winston to more of RG3.
Why?
Cause he's not that good. I mean, until he win, black quarterback
Jameis
just gonna
Winston
win.
came from a
He's
pro
a
style offense.
He's not a
RG3
mobile
came
quarterback.
from
Is a
spread
scrambling
offense, man.
quarterback. Correct.
Yeah.
Jameis is in the pocket, try to pick you apart. He can make all the pro style throws. Correct.
Yeah, so y'all saying the same thing about all these black quarterbacks, and all these black quarterbacks still failing.
Now Cleveland, can you go on the board and tell us your number 3 pick for Jacksonville?
All right, the third pick, I got Jacksonville taking Dante Fowler. Dante Fowler out of University of Florida, outside linebacker, defensive end, 6'5", 260 pounds, runs a 4.6 flat, got the speed to get to the quarterback. Jacksonville last year had the 28th ranked defense. Thank you for the new marker. But yeah, as I was saying, somebody get to the quarterback. They got to play Andrew Luck twice a year. Jacksonville, so they need somebody to put some pressure on them.
I agree with that. I agree because Dante Fowler, he can play defensive and outside linebacker. Jacksonville, they gave up 412 points of total offense on their defense, and they gave up 3,899 total yards. So that'll be a safe pick for them.
And that 3-4 system they run, he'll be a good, outside linebacker coming down.
Snap.
So he doesn't really have to put all 4 fingers down. He can just be standing up and be a pass rusher.
Pass rusher, yeah.
Yep.
All right, with the 4th pick.
So with the 4th pick of the draft, I believe that the Oakland Raiders will get Amari Cooper.
Get the freak out of here! You crazy? That's the worst pick.
Or Kevin White.
No,
They can use a receiver though.
Why? Cause
Okay, no, they got a young quarterback promising. He showed some promise last year, but he needs some receivers to catch the ball for him, right?
And plus Michael Crabtree
was ranked
Michael-
16.
But Michael Crabtree needs someone to compliment him.
Their offense was ranked 16. Oakland allowed the most rushing yards.
Amari Cooper is a next
any
Odell
other
Beckham
team.
Jr.
Who would you take in the top 10 picks though to stop the run? All the talent at the top of the draft is rushing the passer, not really stopping the run.
I would take Leonard Williams with the 4th pick for Oakland. Why? If you're not addressing the issue, you add to the issue. Why add offense? Offense is not your main concern.
Because right now, Derek Carr needs weapons.
You just
He
lost
needs
2
toys.
defensive ends.
No, they can get other defensive
They got
ends.
Khalil Mack last year. He had a decent
Khalil Mack.
season for a rookie.
He's a linebacker. You need to stop.
But
the
they
defensive
can
line.
move him around. They
He
gonna
can
probably
be
move
moved
the
around.
defensive end. My source is telling me that Khalil Mack is probably gonna play defensive end, a little down.
Why would you have your best middle linebacker playing defensive end? That
Because he's
doesn't
an
make sense.
athlete. He can play
Your outside
anything.
linebacker play defensive end.
He can play
That is no
anything.
justice
That's
at all.
that it is. He can play anything. He's a skilled player. He's a skilled defensive
So
player.
you tell me Ray Lewis should have been they should put Ray Lewis.
Khalil
at
Mack is
defensive
way
end.
better than Ray Lewis.
Khalil Mack,
Oh my God.
Khalil Mack though has more speed.
Yes, you see these linebackers
Since
today.
when does speed matter in the
Speed matters in the NFL today.
Now it's a passing game, right? So you got to be able to cover these running backs, these slot receivers coming out the backfield. So speed definitely matters.
Evidently, it doesn't matter when 7 Oakland players ran a 4-4 or 4-4-4-6.
If you look at Oakland's past draft picks, it's all about speed. Oakland, they're built for speed.
So you
this
believe
makes
Oakland
sense.
needs a defensive player?
Yeah, I think
When they had the
defensive
number 8 defense
They just
in the
wasted-
league last season.
They just wasted money. They wasted money when they drafted the guy from Houston. They wasted money on that.
You're a knucklehead.
The most rushing yards in the season. Come on, the most rushing yards.
They need weapons.
At this point in the NFL, it's a passing league.
But they still have the number
giving
8
up
defense.
so giving up the most rushing yards is really not as bad as it really seems.
It is,
When it's not-
When it's a passing league, it's a passing league. So okay, you're giving up these run yards, but who's really running the ball?
Okay, I'm done
Most-
talking.
They
about
might
that.
the
the
top
top
team-
twice.
Okay.
The top
Jamal
team.
Charles twice.
Phil Pick. I'm done talking that. Phil Pick.
You're a knucklehead.
Phil Pick. We done talking that one.
Well, with my fifth pick, you already know what I'm going with. Kevin White.
Oh my God, it just got worse.
Why was he-
Have you been talking to Mel Kiper?
I was talking about Kuiper.
Okay,
Me and Mel Kiper,
yeah.
we're buddies, but I haven't talked to him because I want to tell him about what I'm doing because you might think I'm crazy.
Explain.
Reason why I got Kevin White, going to Washington, I believe Washington do have 3 decent good quarterbacks, RG3, Colt McCoy, and Cousins. So
Okay,
no,
I'm only gonna stop you right there because that pick made no sense.
yes it does.
Washington was 29th overall top offense, so receivers not gonna bring that up. One person is not gonna bring it up.
It could definitely help
It
because
could help,
last
but-
year the only receiving threat was Deshaun Jackson, right? But so when you only have one receiver threat, teams can double team him, bracket him. Now with Kevin White on the other side, that can switch things up and
Still
free him
not
up.
fixing the main
Who gonna
problem.
get it to him though?
They went through 3 quarterbacks. Yeah,
They
went through 3 quarterbacks.
Washington has 3 decent good quarterbacks.
3 decent, but they all injury prone. Come on now, like you need.
Three decent.
That is true.
3 decent, but they're looking to get rid of
I think that his time, RG3, his time is past.
I just feel like,
After that leg injury, he's not the same
With that being
anymore.
said, I feel like
I-
they should get Mariota.
I understand that, but I just feel like Kevin White, he's
No.
gonna be there at
Well,
5,
they
and
pick-
they have to get him right away.
No, you don't. You going after talent. You go after that pick. You go offensive tackle, Brandon Shedder, O tackle guard, and Iowa. You take him. That's a safe pick. If not, you can take him because he's a top 5 offensive lineman. You can take him, and you can trade that pick later for a quality, a second or third string quarterback. A veteran that's gonna come in and teach RG3, Kirk Cousins, and Colt McCoy. This is the
I
route.
don't see
You
any
can't
veterans-
teach RG3
I don't
anything right now.
Oh, RG3 gonna get traded.
I don't see any veterans right now that are free agents that can go into Washington and just chase things up right now. I don't see that. Either Washington gets Kevin White or later in the rounds get a rookie quarterback that can come in, try to compete for a spot.
Yeah, I don't get what you guys draft pick. So I'm just gonna end this because it's not gonna get better. It's just gonna get worse from that because y'all clearly steering the audience wrong. So with that being said, I'm done. I just don't believe that because my player, Leonard Williams, Dante Fowler, and Brandon Sheridan, 2 or 3 years from now, they all will be in either the Pro Bowl, 5 or 6 Pro Bowl, and the Hall of Fame.
And Mariota would?
No, he was.
I have Mariota going to be traded up. So I feel like teams in the bottom are going to just go up and trade up for Marcus Mariota.
We'll see.
So guys, how do your top 5 compare to our group's top 5?
Okay, so of course I had Jameis Winston going first. I honestly do agree with you on that one, although David, didn't agree with you. I just feel like he actually would fit the scheme. Of course, when they had Josh Freeman at first, of course, so that's like a big quarterback, big black quarterback. Of course, they wasn't that successful, but they're actually starting to get successful. I mean, they're not having consecutive bad years. Of course, they're not going to the playoffs, but I mean, they're getting there. So when it came to Tennessee Titans, number 2, I actually had Leonard Williams from USC, defensive end. And the reason being is because Tennessee has really never had like a bad offense. They always, it's mainly defense. They always get destroyed in the defense. Number 3, actually Cleveland actually changed my views on number 3. I actually had a wide receiver going to Jacksonville, but when you think about it, he did make a good point about defense. Jacksonville gets destroyed as well. I mean, I feel like they had a pretty good offense. They had Justin Blackman at the time. They're actually pretty good, decent, but it's harder to fix a defense than it is offense. 4, of course, I stayed in Amari Cooper or Kevin White. Again, the reason because they complement Michael Crabtree. And number 5, I actually had Randy Gregory. But I mean, after thinking about it, I really have Mariota. Only reason is because RG3 is washed up. I feel like Colt McCoy is not going to do anything. I feel like they need to start fresh at the quarterback position.
All right, my number 1 pick, I got Jameis. I know he's got these off the field issues, but I think that was just immaturity. He was a college kid. He's got that out his way. He's ready to start a new stage of his life and be a franchise quarterback. Number 2, I have Mariota going second, but I have a trade with either Philadelphia or San Diego. You know Chip Kelly, I was his college coach. He needs a quarterback that'll fit that system. Mariota, I feel like he won't really be successful in any other system other than Philadelphia's. Or I could possibly see them getting traded to San Diego. You know, Phillip Rivers, even though he's a great quality quarterback, it might be time for a change there. 3, as I said earlier, Dante Fowler. Jacksonville needs to work on rushing the quarterback. 4, got Amari Cooper, Alabama, best receiver in the draft, in my opinion, and Oakland could use one. And 5, I got Leonard Williams, defensive end coming out of USC.
In my top 5, obviously I have Jameis Winston. Everybody has Jameis Winston in their top 5, so I'm just going down because everybody already said what they have to say about Jameis Winston is the same thing as me. Number 2, I have Tennessee Titans, Leonard Williams, defensive end from USC. Number 3, I have Jacksonville Jaguars, Dante Fowler, for Florida defensive end, because the defensive end are the starting point if you want to rebuild, in my opinion. Number 4, I have Amari Cooper, going from Alabama, continuity, Michael Crabtree, and the other side of the receiver. And number 5, I have Washington taking Kevin White, just because he's a big body receiver. I feel like they have decent quarterbacks and they can get a quarterback later on in the draft if they do need to do so. And one thing I want to say is Marcus Mariota, I have him going down number 6 of the Jets. We're not talking about number 6, but I feel like Marcus Mariota is going to go somewhere, probably Philadelphia, because that's my team. I feel like teams are going to trade up. Philly's going to trade up to get Marcus Mariota. But like you said, San Diego might get Mariota, but we just have to wait to see what goes on April 3rd, the NFL draft. Let's get it.
So, guys, who do you feel like the safer pick is between Jameis and Mariota? Starting with you, Snacks.
The safest for the first round, for the first pick, the safest, I honestly would say Jameis Winston. And like I say, despite the actions out the field and everything that happens, even his agent said it himself, you know, what rookie, you know, really just comes in that humble? What rookie comes in ready for the lifestyle of an NFL player? But that doesn't mean that he can't play on the field. So I honestly would say he have like the size-wise, again, to complement Tampa Bay, because that's just the type of quarterbacks that they have always used.
All right. As I said earlier, I feel like Jameis is the best quarterback in this draft. He's the most NFL ready. He ran a pro-style offense at Florida State. Mariota coming out of that fast break system at Oregon. I mean, he has a lot of talent, but I think he's just a product of the system. And also, just as you David said earlier, we don't even know if he can take a hit, and he's a running quarterback.
Like Cleveland said, I have to go with Jameis Winston as well. I'm a big Marcus Mariota fan, but you gotta be realistic. Like everybody else said, Jameis Winston, pro-style quarterback, Florida State. He can run a pro-style offense really well. Jimbo Fisher hasn't prepared ready for the NFL, so he's NFL ready. To me, whoever that drafts Marcus Mariota, they gotta fit to him. He's a running quarterback. He likes that spread offense type. I can probably fit him going to the Patriots probably, because Patriots run the spread offense. Bill Belichick got his spread offense schemes from Chip Kelly. So whoever that gets Marcus Mariota, they have to fit to him.
All right, guys. With the last question, starting with you, Cleveland. Who is your surprise pick of the draft?
I got surprise pick of the draft would be Randy Gregory for Atlanta. He's even though he was great talent, you know, projected to be one of the top picks, his draft stock fell a little bit after he had the incident with the marijuana at the when he tested positive for marijuana at the combine. But I mean, he's kid, immature. You know, he's growing up. He's going through a transitioning, young man. Now he's being in the NFL. I believe now he's ready though to make that change, and I think Atlanta will take him at number 8.
Depot.
I have Atlanta. I have Vic Beasley from Clemson, defensive end, going to Atlanta. I feel like Atlanta needs that high tempo pass rusher. Has a very good motor, high motor. When a 4.5 40, good for a defensive end. So I can see him going to Atlanta, getting that Atlanta defensive core situated, getting that defense what they need. Very energetic guy.
All right, and Snacks.
Okay, yeah, no, mine I actually have Andrews Pete out of Stanford, the tackle. Well, actually going number 10 for the St. Louis Rams. I feel like when it comes to the Rams, they actually need protection. Of course, every team, every quarterback needs protection. But for the Rams, of course, you know they're actually trying to find that in for Davis. Is it his name? Austin? Is it? What's his name? The quarterback for the Rams.
Oh, Nick Foles?
Nick Foles now?
Okay, well now Nick
Nick
Foles,
Foles.
yeah, actually is gonna need some help, some protection on that.
All right, guys, we finna close this out. All right, so give me your just one pick. You know, you don't have to go in detail with it. Give me your one pick for the bust of the draft. Starting with you, Depot.
Oh man, I don't really have a bust from my top 10. I feel like all these players right here, I feel like they're gonna be playmakers in the draft. They're gonna make an impact day one. So I can't really see any of these players being a bust.
All right.
He's not in my top 10 or anything, because, but he's in some other people's top 10s. Todd Gurley, I believe he's a bust. He was a great talent at Georgia, one of the best running backs in the country, no
Shots
doubt.
fired.
But he is coming off that ACL injury. You know, he's a very physical running back. You know, and I don't know if he's ready to take these NFL hits.
Snacks.
Okay, mine. Well, not out of our group, but actually I've seen him in a couple of other people's. And it's been Devontae Parker, receiver from Louisville. And the only reason I feel like he wouldn't really make it because I'm not saying receivers out of Louisville wouldn't be anything, but Louisville really doesn't play like anyone. You know, I mean, receivers can always come out. They can always come out and shine, but. I mean, when it comes to it, like coming out of LSU, Alabama, the Big 12, and things like that, the SEC, coming out of teams like that, like coming out of conferences like that, you're actually ready for the NFL. I feel like he have a lot to learn when it comes to catching, when it comes to running routes, when it comes to just keeping his composure on the field.
All right. And we're done.
Do we have to